Yeah. So pretty much continuing from the last class, you have some Git commands related stuff. Now I want to show some interactive environment where you can practice a lot of other things. So you can practice some various things in Kubernetes, understanding about Docker also. Then you can even practice the general foundation of Linux. Then there is Git related stuff in the same link. Git version control. You can practice some Git related ones like scenarios. 1 minute. This thing sometimes comes, sometimes doesn't come. Let me click on start a scenario. Nice. Today. Let me open a new page because maybe it requires a login. Because I was just seeing the sample stuff. It was pretty good. I mean, you can learn about some issue here. Let me just show sample for Kubernetes. Similar way, that one also was there, Git. So like this, in Git also there is, maybe it's not opening right now. In Kubernetes, I'm just showing a sample. You can practice like launching a single node cluster. Kubernetes is typically master and slave, some multi-node cluster. Then you can even practice with various other networking of Kubernetes. Let me just show a sample of Kubernetes thing. So the way they are given, you just start a scenario. Then you have on the left side what you have to do. I just checked what kind of environment is it, like using uname -a. It is some Linux Minikube. Minikube is something like a virtual machine you can install within a virtual machine. It works on both Windows as well as Linux. Then what I've seen this interactive environment they're using is Ubuntu. You can see here Ubuntu. They're using Ubuntu. So pretty much your typical Ubuntu or Linux commands will work. For example, I was just checking sudo -ls. It works. Then sudo opt get opt, you can say, let's say opt install apt. Typical Ubuntu commands also will work. So you can just practice like a Linux terminal pretty much. And you can do what are these things these guys are saying. Like for example, I'll just check Minikube version. So this interactive environment is pretty good. They have so many tutorials and they have for many. Can you guys see me?
No, you just went off.
Went off?
Your screen.
Your screen is not visible.
Yeah, let me see. You can see now again?
Yep.
Okay, good. So pretty much in this guys, katacoda.com, interactive environment from O'Reilly, there are various things you can practice, various technologies. Even you can even practice Python. I mean, pretty good. You can even practice this Git also, or in the same terminal, the one I showed you, you can pretty much practice your Git commands, Git clone, all those things. So this is really good, Katacoda. I mean, maybe I'll show Kubernetes using like this only. So I'll try to show at least certain stuff with this. I mean, Docker, then even Ubuntu commands you can play in this Ubuntu playground. You can just play your own Ubuntu commands. So let's say I just want to run some simple Docker command, Docker version. It works. So let's say I'm in again uname -c. So same, it's Ubuntu. So pretty much looks like all environment is internally having Ubuntu. So you can even practice your general Linux commands. I mean, I like this environment, pretty good, Katacoda. So you guys can make use of this. So it's completely free. This about the Katacoda. It also has that Git playground. Right now it's not opening for some reason. Today morning I was checking, it was working very good. Then this Guru tutorial, they have completely on Windows, like from the scratch. They're explaining how to install, how to download kind of stuff. Pretty much I'll go the same tutorial of some 4 or 5 pages. Right from downloading and creating some sample pipelines, I will just show certain stuff. And I'm going to use this simple GitHub. Like some guy has done this. What they have done is this GitHub code. We will run this Java code using the GitHub. So basically we'll use this sample GitHub, and you create your own account. I have some different purpose with that also. We'll run this simple Java code in the Jenkins as a pipeline so that you get some idea about the Jenkins installation and other stuff. Now let me show the Jenkins which I have installed. Localhost. I will first show what I have done. Then also I will install freshly. So in this case, I have done locally. So I've just given this address of localhost 8080. And I given username and password as Prasad and Prasad. This is the traditional interface of Jenkins. The new interface, they're calling it as Blue Ocean. So the moment you click on that, slightly changes. And they're focusing more on the pipeline kind of thing. So, I mean, this you can still use it. I want to show some stuff. So basically when we are in Jenkins, let's say I go to some job. I created some simple test job. Now what this job is, it just runs Java compilation. It just runs 2 steps. I taken the same java.github thing. Then I created a simple things. These steps is manually to compile the Java, to run the Java. I will just show you this thing execution. Then I will do entire thing from the scratch. I mean, all these steps are from this Guru, this tutorial only, but I will just show you step by step. Now, let's say we are here. I'm just going to some job. I'm just showing you how typical operation works. Wantedly, first 2 things, I made it as fail so that I'll see some failures. You just click on build now. Once you configure, so it will be running. You will see the new one. So I think this is success. Anyway, it's blue. So you can see the console output. So basically, it does some stuff, initial setup. Then you see it has pulled the data code from the GitHub directly. Then Java C, you're compiling it, you're running it, you get some output. Since you have everything, no exception happened, finished as success. This is how typically Jenkins thing work. Now, let me uninstall it and let me run from the scratch, so that you will see all the steps of Jenkins installation. I'm just uninstalling. I'm doing first in Windows, then we can do on Linux. Pretty much process is same, but installation, everything is different. I want to uninstall. Add, remove programs.
Raghu, can I make one comment while you're uninstalling?
Yes, sir.
Okay. So what I did was
I'm missing this Tabesh guy. Even he will ask a lot of questions. Yes, go on, Mr. Elias.
Yeah. So what happened is during when I was learning Dockers, right? So on Dockers, I downloaded a Jenkins image, and I found that the most simplest way. So once we have Docker installed on the local machine, Docker virtual machine.
Yeah, basically what you can do is Jenkins you can install as a standalone. Also, oh, it's asking to reboot. Yes, okay, reboot. Yeah, go on, Elias.
Yeah, so basically when I install on the Docker, I downloaded the image, and I ran the image as a container, and I was able to connect to that Unix environment on my Windows machine. And I found that quite good. So I can access that using the browser from my local host machine.
Yeah, basically what you have done is you installed Jenkins through your Docker instead of a standalone. Am I right?
Exactly. So what was it? It's so simple. You know, when I don't want to use the environment, I simply shut it down. When I shut down Docker service, it's
done, yeah. You know. Basically, I know what you have done. You have used Jenkins from a Docker. Yes, that is pretty much. If you see that Blue Ocean, whatever, they're directly saying you can use that way and you can use it. Yes, that is pretty nice way. Yes.
Yeah, that was one way. And then I was able to, then I got interested in downloading a lot of images. You got like Windows image also for .NET and SQL
Yes,
Server,
yes,
MySQL. You want whatever instance you want, just simply download,
yes.
run it. And you can have two containers speaking to each other.
Yeah, basically you can do all those stuff with Docker Compose, or you can put it like two separate containers and you can expose the ports. Yes, pretty much possible. So
Yeah.
now let me show you step by step. So basically in this case, what I had done, what kind of tools is this? Yeah, if you see here what I've done, so in this, just going with the same thing. Now, first I agree with Docker, all those things, but go from the start. Typically, how on the beginner's point of view, not for you. Okay. So Jenkins, you just need to download from here and select the Windows platform, then download, which I have already done. It's a very long file, very large file. This is the one. So you get a zip file like this. Once you unpack this zip file, you get this MSI, Microsoft Installer. So I'm installing this. I'm just showing everything step by step. So what you can do on your systems. You guys can see all the screen, right? Irfan, yes. Hashim?
Yes, I can see it.
Okay. So I just installed it. So it will launch itself in a browser. No, I don't want Opera. So I'll just copy this and I close my Opera. In the existing Yandex browser, I'm just opening the same URL. So it's trying to start automatically. Basically, I'll tell you what's happening is in Windows, there is something called services, administrative services. Pretty much you create anything in Windows will register as a service. In Linux, we say daemon, background process. If you see here, after the Jenkins installation, Jenkins is running. It has some various status. It is actually running right now. So this is Jenkins on Windows. The reason I'm starting with Windows is pretty much Jenkins concept is same so that you will understand very easily. So Jenkins service is registered. Then when you run it in the browser, you can see. It's trying to take default. Okay, it did not uninstall completely. Maybe I need to reboot. Basically, I'll tell you what's supposed to happen is when you start fresh, as you saw installation, when you start fresh, you will typically see this screen. This guy has given everything. You will see this kind of screen. You see here, unlock Jenkins. Now, it also gives, there is something called password, initial password, which is like some 16 to 18 digit alphanumeric kind of thing. So it will be under C program files, Jenkins secrets, initial admin password. So basically from that location, yes, C program files. x86 means 32-bit for the old compatibility. Jenkins under secrets, usually in this place, initial admin password will be, there is a file. If you open that file, you have some like this. You will have a file. When you do first time install, you will have this kind of thing. You need to put it here and then log in. This is how typically Jenkins installation will be started. Now, once you have this Jenkins initial installation, you need to create, it will automatically ask you, create some user. In my case, I just created the name as Prasad, so that I created some user. Then instance configuration. This is pretty much automatic. So basically, when you do the installation, it is something like this. Now let me remove all these projects so that I'll create everything fresh. So that's typically the Jenkins installation. Now let me delete everything and then create fresh. So just in the same state as that. Then normally what we have to do, typically there are some plugins. You click on manage Jenkins, you can manage your entire system. Then you normally try to install some plugins. So typically you check in the available section. See this, you see available section. You typically check for build pipeline plugin. Let me type it. Build. So let's, I think already installed. Let me check in the installed section. Build pipeline plugin already I've installed. This is one useful plugin. You just need to install it. Then I have installed a blue version also. Right now you're seeing uninstall button. That means already installed. So these two are very, very useful plugins. Then also one more plugin, build pipeline plugin, blue ocean plugin, then role strategy. Yeah, role based authorization strategy plugin. So let me type it here. From jenkins.io/download, install and install download jenkins.msi download for Windows and install it. Then create a user, some name, then and then install plugins under manage Jenkins, manage plugins. Which plugins you need to install? Plugins to be installed are role-based authorization strategy, role-based authorize. You just need to go there and then search it. Role-based authorization strategy, comma, build pipeline. Blue Ocean is about the new interface. So these three are pretty good ones. I mean, very, very useful. You will see that. So let's say these plugins. Now let's go back to manage Jenkins. Then you will see like a user access. You can go under people. I created further stuff, but you can have your own stuff. Manage Jenkins. Configure global security. It's still loading. In this configure global security, just make sure, normally in this strategy, it will be selected. Anyone can do anything. You just need to select as role-based strategy. That means every role who logs into the Jenkins can do accordingly. Then just click on save. Normally that's how it will be. This is one thing, configure global security. Then under manage Jenkins, yes, manage and assign roles. Manage users is the same thing as creating the users. So in this case, you can create a new user or it will be there by default the moment you log in for the first time. Manage and assign roles. In the manage and assign roles, what you have to do? First, you create some kind of a role. So in this case, what I have done is admin is there by default. Again, this is there in that same Guru tutorial. You can just go through that. If you have any questions, you can ask me later on. Who is the new person joined? Rehan, are you the new guy?
Yeah, that's from my side. Yeah, I've asked somebody to see how the classes are. Yeah.
Oh, is that person also from iLineSoft?
No, he's going to be potentially. Yeah, so I'll speak to Syed on that one.
Oh, you're going to convince Syed?
Yes.
Okay. So admin is there by default. I just created a developer. You can give any name. Just click on add. Once you click on add, you will see like this screen. I just created few roles like create and delete credentials, update and view. If you are not sure, don't even need to do this. This is just for understanding. And some of the screens in Guru 99 is very old because this is the latest version of Jenkins. They might use some project roles kind of thing. Once you think you have done, just say save. If you have not understood this specific portion, you can just ignore it. So basically what you are doing under the Jenkins, manage Jenkins, click on global security, selecting the role-based authorization strategy, and then you're clicking on manage and assign roles. You are just clicking some new manage new roles, and then you can assign the respective roles, how you want to manage kind of stuff. So in this case, you can select, in my case, what I have done, I created that user called Prasad, and I made it like a global role, means pretty much accessible for everything. This part actually you can ignore. Now comes the important part. So you're creating some kind of a job so that you are doing your integration with the code. So give some name. So let's say I'll give the name as job 1. You can select as a freestyle project because you start with the freestyle. Freestyle means just a simple job. It does something. Create it. Because Jenkins by default has all the integrations with latest Git, all this kind of things. So source code management, we'll just say Git. Now this repository URL, what I will do, you select this URL. Actually, you can first check what it is there in this. Some kind of hello world Java code. I'm just trying to build some kind of a Java application. Means deploy, not build, just run it. So this is very simple. It just has a simple hello world.java. I need to compile it and run it. So now I'm copying the same URL, putting it to the URL. Since this is not mine, I'm not putting any other credentials. Rest all the branches, you just leave it open. Now we'll just save it. Yeah, we need to put build step. What is this build step for? Basically you are running. So in this case, you can say execute Windows batch command. Basically what you are going to do, run this Java thing. Java C hello world.java. Basically the Java code which is there in that folder, I'm just compiling it. Then I need to run. So this is a syntax for a Java thing. Means you first compile it using Java C, then you get some .class file. So basically what I'm doing, ideally I'm doing this. But typically in the Java convention, you don't do this thing. You compile it and then run it. So I'm putting this build step with a simple Windows batch command. Then clicking on save. But make sure before doing all these things, in your system, you have Java C and Java are running. Java C, Java. Sometimes Java will work, Java C will not work. So what you need to do in that case is there is something called environment variables. How you do the environment variables? Click on here. I'm just closing some extra stuff. Environment variables. You see this, edit the environment variables. It's all Windows perspective. Environment variables. You go to the path. So what I have done is in my system, Java is installed in this location. How you can check? I mean, you can check in normal search or else, yeah, Java, JDK is the main thing, bin. So I copied this entire path and I pasted in the environment variables. Now, once after doing this, if you open your command prompt fresh, then this Java-C will work. So you might see some errors. You just check the Java-C in this way. I've added the build step. I'm saving it. So my simple job is ready. Let me do build. Build now. Okay, failure. One way it's good. So that only we can learn more. Java-C hello world.java could not find hello world. I might have copied it wrong. Let's go to that GitHub. Hello world.java. Everything is perfect. What did I miss here? Let me see in this guy. This guy has done some role plugins. All this install git not required. User permissions also pretty much you can follow or you can just ignore. Yeah, this is the one exactly. Windows batch command. Yes, Windows batch command. Java-C hello world.java. Nothing specific. Everything is same. So everything is exactly same. I'm not sure why this is failing. Oh, typo. See this one worked. This one worked without errors, but this one failed because it could not find the class loader main. Hello W, another W I given. Have you guys noticed this error?
Yeah, now I can see that.
Yeah, you all see
Yes.
late like me only. But actually, when you get errors like this in demos, in companies it is bad, but in demonstrations it is good. That's so people can learn more. Typo. So just fix this. Now let me save it. Now let me run it. Oh, that Rehan is gone, I think. Yeah,
Yeah.
he got annoyed. I don't know. Fine. So now it's a success. So let's see why, wait exactly. So if you see in the Jenkins thing, now it has come as success. So it has worked. So basically the earlier was this specific error. Now let me create another job. Yeah, let me create another job. I'll just use the word job2, another freestyle project. I will not do any major stuff. I'll just print some current directories in my Jenkins. So what I will do, it is source code, none, nothing. Build step. I will build step means what is the thing you're going to do. Windows batch command. I will just say dir/p/w. Some Windows command to list the directories and files this way. What I want to do is one more thing. Build after other projects are built. My another job is job 1. So what I am doing, I'm saying this job 2 should run after job 1 is built. That means you're triggering job 1, job 2 should happen automatically. Let me create something called pipeline view for this. First, let me delete this view. I don't want this. Yeah, let me delete this view. Now what I'm doing something called pipeline view. You just see this, build pipeline view. This is related to that build pipeline plugin. So I'll just say pipeline underscore view. This is really good. You just see. Now in this pipeline view, what I'm saying is initial job is job 1. You see what I have done? Job 1 I created normally. Job 2 I'm saying that it will run only after job 1. Which one? Job 2. So I'm running first. Now in this pipeline view, I'm selecting job 1. Rest of all you can leave it. and just select OK. You see here, it's giving in a pipeline view, like a pipeline. Even I think this guy also shown the same stuff. So what we will do now, we'll run job 1. This will automatically run job 2 as well. Yeah, it has run 636. Yes, run. Let's go to our pipeline view. This has run fine, but this should also run. Yeah, see. So 636.26, job 1 has run. Automatically, job 2 also run in this way. Now you see the complete thing as green. If you make one of them to fail, then it will go. Now for this, you can add another step in a freestyle way. But this is not an excellent thing. This is one way of Jenkins traditional freestyle projects to make it like a pipeline. Now you guys have seen what is pipeline?
It's a sequence of steps, right? Perform one particular
job. Yes. Wait, man, you get the things. Irfan and Ashim, you say this pipeline view. This is what called pipeline view. Now, you are right, Ilyas. That is a sequence of steps. You are seeing the same thing in a pipeline view. Now, let's change this entire lookout even more differently by getting into Blue Ocean. So remember at the start, I installed this plugin as well. I mean, I mentioned to install role-based authorization strategy, build pipeline, and then another plugin called Blue Ocean. With this Blue Ocean, view is completely different. So let me create a specific pipeline. Where do you store your source code? You can put GitHub. See, right now there is no any specific thing. Actually, in this step, it will ask you some kind of a token, which you can generate from your GitHub account. I will show that also, how you can generate your own personal token. It's also there in Jenkins, but in case if you don't know, this is a way you can do. What you have to do, once you log into your GitHub account, go to your settings, then go to your developer settings, then go to your personal access tokens. See, I generated something for Jenkins. Once you generate something, I'll just show you how it is. I'm just first inserting my password. You see some token. You can select some permissions. Typically, Jenkins asks you to select this repo, then read, and then some other stuff, let's say. That is also shown directly in Jenkins. Now, when you generate some token, I'm giving something. Now you generate some token, you will get some digits like this. That's it. You need to copy only once. After that, you will not be getting it. Like it will be showing like this. So I'm just deleting it, but basically I configured that for my Git. I mean, for my Jenkins. That's the reason I'm able to see which my direct organization. I'm just showing it. I already wrote at the repository. Now, I'll just say create a pipeline. I'm just demonstrating with this Blue Ocean view. Right now, it is doing nothing. So it's creating the pipeline. Right now, there is no step in this. So what it does pipeline, the moment you create something, whether you commit something in the code or you just open it, it will run automatically. This is the Blue Ocean. This is what industry is talking about. This kind of stuff I've done in GitLab and other things. In Jenkins, you just need to do with Blue Ocean. That's what even Ilyas was talking. You get the latest version of Blue Ocean of Jenkins in a Docker so that you do it directly. But if you do it directly, you will not understand all the stuff. That's the reason I just thought, let me show you things step by step in Windows. This last part might be confusing. If it is confusing, just forget about it. You start with the ones which you know. Yeah, pretty much if you've seen, this is personal access token thing. Yeah, I wanted to show you this basic Jenkins flow. Now, if you see in a traditional view, build pipeline, this is different. This practice repo is directly taken from the Blue Ocean. See the symbol, it sounds differently with a GitHub repository. If you open Blue Ocean, this is shown even much better. Now, typically when companies talk about Jenkins pipeline, that's what they exactly talk about. This now, if you go to this practice repo, we can do a lot more stuff. I mean, there is something called artifacts. No, not artifacts, changes. You can see so much of stuff. See, you can add your own stages. What you can do is say that right now the one is as if like it does only some very specific stuff. Now you can add your further steps. You can add your stuff like Windows badge. I will do one more thing. I will just say dir, just list the content. I will just do this return status and return std out. I'm just adding some more changes. It's like as if you're committing directly to your main GitHub. It will create automatically something called Jenkins file. This is a bit more advanced. We will see later. But first you understand this concept of freestyle project and the basic pipeline. The moment you do some changes, it automatically runs. So it has run something. Let's see the status of it. Now, if you see, I added some step, dir. So for every step, you see the traditional Jenkins output and this output. This gives very controlled, I mean, more staged. It should actually come more details. Yeah. Actually, more than this Jenkins pipeline, I like the GitLab pipeline and Circle CI/CD. They'll show views much better. This is okay, just showing in a segregated way. But basically, you're seeing this like a pipeline view. I mean, pipeline view from Blue Ocean. This Blue Ocean, if you don't completely get it, also fine. You can stick with the traditional Jenkins window and Jenkins projects. So this is pretty much creating the Jenkins and projects and then attaching them like a pipeline in Jenkins in Windows. Any questions on this, guys?
No.
Hashim, Irfan?
I'm good, Raghu.
Okay, then let me just put the respective notes here, what we did. So just to recap now, what we have done, after installing the respective plugins, you create some developer role. Just as a information, you create a developer role under global roles. How do you go that? You go from manage Jenkins to global security. Then create some freestyle projects. Freestyle projects, you can say job 1 and job 2, where in job 1 we are using some Git repository. And then build step of hello world.java, compile and execute. So what are the steps we will use? Java C, all small letters. Let me put it like this kind of thing. Java C hello world.java. So the way it works, this one directly, whatever the folder you're pulling from the gate, it automatically assumes that location in the Jenkins. So you don't need to give a specific path. So it works in that way. This is job one. Then create another job, other freestyle project, which is job 2 with a simple Windows command of dir/p. Now create a pipeline view with some name and select build pipeline. Just follow the above Guru tutorial thing if you are not sure, or else you can just look at this video. So this is very simple thing of Jenkins. Next, not now, I will show in the next class Jenkins with Linux. I mean, how do you manage the Jenkins thing with Linux? Slightly different because we need to have a remote console. Then if you guys really want, I'll show Jenkins to be installed directly like a Docker. But I feel that is a bit more advanced. I don't know if you really understand the complete thing of that. That's pretty much I wanted to show today, guys. Any questions now?
I think we need to practice only, then we'll come with questions.
No, that is for them. With respect to you, Jenkins Docker, you practice and you felt very simple. And beyond that, with the Docker, did you do anything further?
Basically, I made a Java project, okay, and put it on the Git repository. And when you check in a file in the repository, this
you're putting it a Git repository and then running. Fine. But thing
Yes.
is, once you build your Java project, are you deploying your project somewhere or no?
Yes, it gets deployed in another Docker container, the jar
Where?
files,
On your local system or in AWS?
local system.
No, local system is one thing. Now, once you build it, now deploying into another cloud is, that's
Different.
very good. Probably that we'll do in the Java session. Maybe you can do the same thing in both DevOps as well as Java training.
Yeah.
That is more later. Once we discuss Docker, then probably we'll do something like that.
Yeah, we'll be practical.
Run it, whether you run it in the same container or not, you deploy into some cloud like AWS or Azure.
Yeah.
Then that will be more there, because if you run locally, you're just running locally. You're not putting it like a production environment.
Yeah, we can do that one. Yeah, I get your point. Yeah.
Fine, guys. Then let's close it. Now, Ilyas, you can join back. I'll also ask Nisar if he wants, he can join. And do you have any extended questions or nothing for today?
I don't have, unless Nisar wants to join. I want to listen to what his problems are.
Then let me do one thing. Let me ping in Java training that WhatsApp group. If he wants to join, then both of you can join. Okay?
Yeah, that's fine.
Okay, Hashim and Irfan, that's pretty much for now. So it's all recorded. I will upload this. So if you find it simple or tough, whatever you can do. So exercise pretty much for today, you can say is like, just try to install Jenkins in your own Windows system. Just try to create a simple freestyle project. Build pipeline is, if you have time, you can do. Just try to create a simple freestyle project in your system. Okay, guys?
No, thank you.
Bye.
Thanks.
Okay.